So just to make things simpler, let's first consider prediction of sales using just one variable. Let's consider just one input variable or one feature. So I need to predict y, which is nothing but the sales. Yes, sales in $1,000 units. And I am using only one feature or one predictor for that, which for the time being I am arbitrarily taking TV budget. I could have taken radio, I could have taken, I think print was the third one. Yeah, newspaper was the third one. I am arbitrarily taking TV budget for the sake of simplicity. I could have taken any of the others as well. For the time being, we are taking this TV budget again in units of $1,000. So if we take these two variables, where one is a predictor and the other is the outcome, we can plot it as a graph. Here the feature takes the x-axis. This one takes the outcome takes the y-axis. And we need to predict the y based on the single feature x. Now the data points that you see here as cross marks are the observations for a given value of feature and predictor. Remember, we were talking about a data set with 200 data points. So ideally there should be 200 such cross marks or data points. For the sake of simplicity, we have taken few of them, let's say 8 of them. And it's quite easy that we can interpret it as saying that when the value of TV budget is around, I think, $10,000 or something, right? Maybe 10, right? In a certain market, I am getting a sales of about $5,000. If my budget is around, let's say $60,000, I am getting something like a sales of $9,000. Yeah, that's basically the way we can interpret the whole graph. Now the question is that how do we find a function f hat, right? So how do I find a function f hat that predicts the value of y for a given x? For example, if I have to know, like if I spent $80,000, then what will be the corresponding sales? And how do I predict it? I predict it using the data that I have seen in the past, which are already the cross marks here. And there is nothing special about the value we saw. Like it can be the same question applies when your budgeting spend is 140,000. What is the sales at 140,000? So now, given a bunch of observations, let's see that we have plotted it in the graph here. So let's see how exactly can we connect these observations so that we can infer for new unseen data points. So let's try a bunch of different ways to make this happen. So for all I know, I may try to draw a straight line that connects a lot of data points, but I am missing out on almost an equal amount of them. And again, there is no compulsion that I have to draw a straight line. So maybe let me try something else. Okay, we still missed out on one. So yeah. So the question is that if I tell you that there are three lines that I have drawn, and amongst the three, please help me find the best one. I mean, what should be my best one. And why is this important? So depending on that, if I have to know what is the value at y, I think it's better to choose another color. Yeah, so the value of y at say 100 is different for each of these different functions. So I have, so if you have, we are talking about learning three functions, each represented as uh, three different connections in this particular graph. There are 100, 400, sorry, 400. What is my corresponding y? Or in other terms, what is my corresponding y hat? I have no idea. And how do I even decide what is that best line where the y dash is closest to y? The y hat is closest to y. So what can be some of these ways where I can approximate this? For instance, what if we take the mean of all the observations? Then maybe it's, so given f of x, or for estimating my um, f hat, I'm saying that it's nothing but the mean. So it's 1 by n sigma 1 by n yi, where n are my observations. So what do you think is the problem with this? So basically what we are saying is that irrespective of the x, then it's going to be a particular y value. Now does that really make sense? It doesn't, right? So the question is that can we do better? Of course, yes. And in our case, the we even before we start with the modeling, or we, even before we start with uh, how to do regression, we have to probably see how we can learn from data. And broadly we can say there are two ways to look at it. There is prediction and estimation. So for us, the key is to obtain an f hat, where f hat is nothing but our estimate of f. So we are interested in finding the particular function f hat. And so for a problem like regression, the key is to obtain f hat, and these are called as inference problems. So when we use a set of measurement to predict the value for the response variable, uh, or the target, we denote the predicted value, yes, y hat, which is again nothing but f hat of x. F hat of x. For some problems, we don't care about the specific form of f hat. We just want to make our prediction as close to the observed values as possible, and these are called as the prediction problems. So we have established that what we are doing is an estimation using regression. Yeah, here we are. So in regression, we are interested in finding that particular function, right? So we have to make certain assumptions about the possible range, or the way the function, the family that function belongs to. So in this case, in linear regression, we are assuming that it's a linear model, or in other words, in this particular case with one variable, we are assuming that the data is produced by a line. As I have mentioned, we are talking about the true function f based on x as the input, which predicts the true output y, and we are assuming it is produced by a line, and we have to find that. So here so we are basically talking about a statistical model where we are talking about a y which is predicting f of x plus epsilon, where epsilon uh, is the error that we're talking about. Now we know that how do we expand f of x? It's nothing but beta 1 multiplied by x and beta 0. So here beta 1 is the intercept. I am sorry, here beta 0 is the intercept and beta 1 is the slope, and we are assuming the data is produced from such a function, and we are estimating this y hat is obtained as a function of x, which is nothing but beta 1 x plus beta 0 hat, beta 1 hat x and beta 0 hat. So here again beta 1 hat and beta 0 hat are estimates of beta 1 and beta 0 respectively, which we compute using observations. Now the question is that, of course, we are learning two variables here for a we are learning two coefficients here, that is beta 1 hat and beta 0 hat, for a single variable feature. Now why is this beta 0 hat required? So as I have mentioned, that is nothing but it is the intercept. So without that, that is the intercept, we may be constrained to model only those lines which pass through the origin. However, that need not be true for many phenomena. Hence, we add an intercept which also will be learned by the system. So we are basically giving more degree of freedom to the system to learn, or we are basically expanding our possible space of possible functions from which the best one can be chosen. So for a given data set, we already have plotted the data and we have assumed that the data is produced by a line represented by the function f. We need to find that line. Now the question is that how do we go about it? So here we have also discussed that f hat is what we are learning. It is an estimate of f, right? F hat is an estimate of f. If so, I currently have three such plottings here, three such red lines which can be possible candidates of f hat, and which one is best here? Best. More importantly, how can I tell that this is a problem which is more fundamental, right? Given any arbitrary number of candidate functions or given a space of possible functions, how can I tell which of this is good? There should be a way to do that. So one way to get an estimate of this is as follows. We already have some observations, right? In this case, we said that we have around 200 observations for which we know the features and the outcome. So we know there are some observations where I have the features as well as the outcome. even though we may see here that not all the observations fall in a single line, we are still assuming that there exists such a line. So we are only considering the space of straight lines for linear regression in this case, even though we can see that not all data points can be fit in a single line. So even when we are seeing this is the case, we are still assuming that we are anyway not going to find the true f. So we are assuming that we can find something which is probably really good enough for our purpose, for the predictive purpose, and we can get away with a line. That is the assumption we are making. And we are going to assume that we are never going to be 100% right. There is going to be some error, some margin of error, which we are fine with. So if you're going to make mistake, that mistake has to have a quantifiable notion of cost or a loss. So we define the notion of a cost or a loss, which is computed as the difference between y and y hat for a given observation. In other words, we are talking about an error, right? So we are talking about an error where we are finding y minus y hat. I think I might have written y hat minus y previously. It doesn't matter. We are basically doing the we are basically interested in the difference of magnitude, not necessarily the direction. So here y is the true outcome, y hat is the predicted outcome, which is coming out of f hat. Now we have to find an f hat which overall minimizes the cost over the observations. Now this is our objective. We have to find a low error or a low cost system which hopefully is the best predictor or the better predictor than everything else that we have considered. So before we go into full-fledged modeling, there are a few things we have to keep in mind. So we will look into the model fitness, which is like how does the model perform predicting. Comparison of two models, like if I have multiple choices or multiple options or multiple spaces or multiple space of a space of multiple possibilities, I have to choose from them what the best one amongst them. So how do I do that? How do I evaluate the significance of the predictors? For instance, we are talking about predicting, say, the sales based on TV budget. We know that we have more data with us, so naturally, should I include those? There is another question that are there other factors playing into the sales? For example, the per capita income of the demographics. We don't know, right? So we need to see whether we do have the impact. What is the impact of the predictors? Another thing is that we have again, we are assuming that we are using only a family of lines or family of linear models. So naturally, we are constrained by the kind of functions we can model. Are they really good enough? Should we reconsider our decision? So there should be the confidence intervals of our particular prediction.